What's up, y'all? Let's do a quick high fade, real easy on this red hair. Y'all know how I do it, man. I do sometimes on my high fades when I like to keep them compressed. I do it with no guidelines. So I started and set my first one with a 1.5. I guess you can call this a guideline. So I set it with the 1.5 first guideline, just setting that base and shape of the fade that I want to make. Setting out with a 1.5, going around the head, making it still trying to keep it neat, as you see as I'm flicking out. Don't want to dig in too much. Just take your time on this one and really set it in. That's 1.5 open, by the way. 1.5 open. I do this on most straight hair clients. If you want a lower fade, I'll do a low fade just like this. If you want to do a mid fade, do it just like this, but just a lower guideline. After that, I go on my 1 open. As you guys know, when I do this, I go open to close method. So I go right in open. I'm not going too high. I know it looks like I'm going all the way to the top. Sometimes I'm not. I promise you I'm not. Then I go halfway, then I go close. As I go close, I'm just going lower. So I'm not going as high, obviously, because you don't want to push that fade any higher up, and you're trying to make it look kind of compressed and get a clean fade look at the end. After you do that, same rules apply. Put on that 0.5, that half guard, open to close method, same thing. Start off open, go a little high, halfway, go down, close. You should be at the bottom a little bit more. Once you're done with that, you would just want to do close. It's the same exact thing as you can see in the next video. Well, here, just take your time, man. You're going to see that fade transition right in front of your eyes. Just be patient and really just hit those spots. And pay attention to the details. As you guys can see now, I am going to my no guard. I go right in open. As you can see, you should know where to not touch, and you should know what to touch. You should try to use your barber's eye and just know that you're using no blade. So it's important to be very careful when doing this, but it's also important to hit those real spots that you want to detail up on. Go halfway in, go a little bit higher and close. But you should really just don't want to go high at all. This is really just detailing part and getting that bottom part bald. And here I'm just going back detail work with my masters with the half guard, which is a 1 pretty much. If you know the masters, the guards are different than any other clipper. So I'm just going back detail work, man. I cleaned out that bottom with the trimmer. So after that close, I use the trimmer and clean out the bottom. So now let's jump into this clipper over comb work. As you can see, he got bulk over that. So I just take my clipper over comb, and I'm not putting it straight on the client's head. As you can see, I kind of tilt it out the comb. I kind of tilt it out towards me at the top, and I go from side to side. And if I really want to get detailed, I use the clipper and I go up. Just makes it a little more easy to pinpoint what I want to cut and what I don't want to cut. So the camera was in my way a little bit, so it's kind of hard to do this, but as you see, I just take my time on this, trying to really just keep that area dark, and this is what really helps a lot, is clipper over comb. Once you really learn this and get better at this, I promise you these haircuts will start getting super easy. But, just focus on the technique, focus on really learning how to use that comb and how to tilt it and figuring it out, and I promise you it's going to start working for you. So here it is, kind of blended in. I didn't do the back part so you can see those hairs sticking up. So now I'm just going to do some shear work for you guys. I always start off by combing the hair forward and wetting the hair. You want to get that hair to where it's supposed to be and lay down where it's supposed to be at. As you can see, that fade is pretty decent. Got some white pencil on it, didn't braze or anything yet, but let's jump into the shear work. So, as you can see, I have the comb in one hand, scissors in the same hand. I'm gonna try to explain this as easy as possible. You always want to start off in the middle and to set your base. So he wanted an inch cut off, or like around there, and so I do an inch and I go backwards. So I go backwards, and as you can see, those shorter hairs that I just cut forward, you should see them on the right side, or you can kind of see it through the light. And you just want to follow that. So you keep going backwards. You see that short hair, cut another inch. If you don't see those short hairs, just keep cutting an inch. As you go back, you might want to cut a little less or a little more, depending on how the client likes their hair. But you keep going back gradually. Don't take big gaps going backwards because you want to try to catch every hair. And then you go to the left side. Now, as you can see in the video, the left side is longer than the right side, so that should tell you where to cut. You go from the left to right. The left is shorter than the right side, so you cut the right side here, and that's how you make it even. Left is shorter, cut the right. And you do the same thing. Go back until you get to the back of the head. Left to right, left to right. Pretty simple, man, pretty simple. It took me a while to really get the use of how to hold the hold the comb and the scissors in my hand at the same time. But once I got it, it's literally like cakewalk now. And you still do the same thing on the side of the head. Go all the way to the side, just because once clients move their hair or comb their hair to the side, it'll look uneven or something like that. So now let's do the right side of the hair. You always start off by combing. You ask your client which way do they want their hair to go, or you just do it yourself, because obviously clients' straight hair can go any way, and you don't want it to look overlapped or look uneven or anything once they leave the barbershop. So you want to use your fingers, do the side of the head. If you did the right side of the hair, you always just, like I told you guys on the video, the left side is going to be longer than the right. You just follow that. Really simple. Comb the hair to the right, all the way to the right, and then you follow the guideline that you set. As you can see, that left side is longer than the right. Just cut it. Make sure you're combing it to the side so you're actually getting the actual length and all that layover on the right side. This way, this ensures a proper blend. It doesn't look like any hairs are just loose or by itself or anything like that. It makes it look like a clean cut. Hope that helped y'all. If y'all got any questions, just shoot me a text. This is the final outcome of the cut. Here's with some texture. Came out pretty solid. Y'all, and if you know, the red hair is a pretty tough haircut to do, but we got it done. Hopefully this helped y'all. If y'all got any questions, shoot me a DM.